Ever since the summer update in 2019, when Rockstar did give us our first roles within the game, Rockstar have always said they'll come back to these roles to deliver new, exciting content. And we have seen this very recently with the Bounty Hunter update. The previous update that we had did bring an enhancement to the Bounty Hunter. Unfortunately, it did not go down too well with the fans. We do see with the data that there was an increase in the amount of players playing the game in December, but the majority of the players came from the new Red Dead Online standalone release. And not so much because of the hype back in the Bounty Hunter update, because there wasn't any hype. So moving forward, we are looking for some other enhancements with some different roles. The next one expected is the Trader, but this time round we're looking for something a bit more exciting, something that can hype up the community. And this is why for this video we are going to be going through some of the highly requested features that players would like to see for a Trader expansion. This is some of my ideas that I would personally like to see, and then we're also bringing it over to community where I asked you guys what is some of the content that you would like to see for a Trader enhancement. Before getting into the video though, if you do want to see some more content from me, I have put together another YouTube channel, and this channel is entirely dedicated to entertainment. I've put together a number of different challenges for myself, and we have started to go through them all on GTA, on Red Dead Redemption, and a variety of other games. My latest video over there is about going through the casino heist on GTA, but unfortunately I'm stuck with playing with randoms. And it ended up being a very funny time. So if that is of any interest to you, a link to that can be found in the description down below. Getting back into the video, the Trader Enhancement. I do want to start out by saying that personally, I don't think that this is the next major update to release, but I do believe that it is in the works. So I thought it would be a good idea to see what players want and what they don't want from a Trader Enhancement whenever it does drop. And this way, we can always look back at this for the things that we asked for and what Rockstar actually delivered. So to begin with, one thing that I've seen a lot of players wanting, and this also includes myself, is being able to change weapons on the wagon. This is something that I've been asking for ever since day one of the Trader. We have saddles that can hold many weapons. We even have a weapon lockbox at the camp which can also hold many weapons. But for some strange reason, when using some of the biggest vehicles in the game, going from a small delivery wagon, medium delivery wagon, a large delivery wagon, and also a hunting wagon, there's somehow not enough space for you to store any type of weapon. And this is a problem because it means you can't change the weapons when you're on the wagon. The wagons have so much more space than the weapon lockers and the saddles, and there's no way for you to store anything or change anything. So it would be nice to have the option to buy something like a weapon locker, a weapon holster, just something so you can store weapons on a wagon. So that every time you call, for example, the hunting wagon, if you haven't got the appropriate weapons, you can just simply change them on the back of the wagon. Rather than having to dismiss the hunting wagon, call in your horse so you can change the weapons with the saddle, and then get rid of that horse so you can then call the hunting wagon again, but realizing you have to wait 2 minutes because there is a 2-minute cooldown for every time you dismiss your hunting wagon. This is something that annoys me than the majority of the stuff in the game. I would much rather have some of the many bugs that we've had over the years rather than actually having to deal with this, because it is something so small, being able to change weapons on the back of wagons. But after 2 years of Red Dead Online, we still haven't got this feature. So it would be nice to finally make it happen. This is a very small feature for Rockstar to add. But moving on from this and actually looking for something which can bring a lot more entertainment to the role, especially for me, is posse deliveries. I want something that does involve the full posse. You can already play the Trader with other players, but unfortunately there's not much to do for everyone to be involved. Resupply missions only require you to get 1 or 2 bags to bring back to the camp, or to just go and hunt down one specific animal to go and take that over to another trader so that you can go and take their wagon from them. It doesn't require you to have 7 players. It's also the exact same for deliveries. Deliveries only require you to take 1 wagon, and the rest are just there for protection. But it is also extremely rare for my wagon to ever come under attack, even when I'm playing solo. So I would like there to be other types of resupply missions in which it does take account for how many players are in your posse. Also, I would like to have deliveries which require you to take multiple wagons. Right now the Trader maxes out 100 goods. I think with a Trader enhancement, it would be nice to go above that. But if you do go above 100 goods, you need to take multiple wagons to a location, and this requires you to have other players. so that everyone has something to do when going through the trader role, and it's not just one person, because that's all it is right now. Now this is just some of the things that I would like to see for a trader enhancement. It's very small stuff in the grand scheme of things. I'm not trying to get Rockstar to completely change the whole role. I just want them to make a few little changes for the stuff that's already there. But this is where we move over to some of your guys' suggestions. This isn't all about my opinion, so over on the community tab, I asked you this. Currently working on a video and I want to include some of your guys' opinions. If a trader enhancement is in the works, what changes or new content would you like to see for the role? Thank you to everyone that did drop a comment or leave a like on this post. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go through every single comment, but I still love the ideas nevertheless. So to begin with, the first comment comes from Saucy, and they say this. Able to hire NPC bodyguards, have it where cribs can make goods faster such as better equipment, or be able to hire workers. A better place of operation such as actual building would be cool. It would be cool for Rockstar to go and move this into a property, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it will remain at the camp. But I definitely agree with being able to hire NPCs. And you'll see as we go through other comments that there's a lot of players that want a very similar thing. So many people want to be able to have a camp very similar to what we have in RDR2 story, where a camp is just packed full of life. Everyone has a different purpose for being there and everyone's got different jobs to do. Right now, all we have is cribs, and it's not very exciting when going over to the camp. Not to mention that it does also take quite a bit of time for you to get 100 goods. You're looking at anywhere between 3 hours to 4 hours just to make 100 goods. This takes a lot of time. So just being able to hire some other NPCs to help you run your business, it would speed up things dramatically. Moving on, we have Swagolf Hipster. I feel like we need a role where you can make money more automatically. Like if it was the trader, maybe we could hire some delivery drivers. Whilst the player went out and hunted, so you still have to put in a little bit of effort, but not as much. Either that or higher payouts. And here we are again with another player wanting more NPCs at the camp, hiring workers to make life a bit easier. It seems like players really want the automation of the moonshine role, where you just go over, buy resources and leave it, and players are wanting a very similar thing. So I would say with a trader enhancement, one of the most requested things to be added for the game is there to be more characters around the camp. And they don't necessarily have to have cinematic moments or even talk to you. We're just looking for workers at the camp that do a specific job to make things more efficient and also make the camp feel more alive. Moving on, the next comment comes from Bradfield82, and I'm not going to be reading all of this out as it is 2 paragraphs, but we can do a quick overview. He talks about bigger wagons, more delivery routes, more NPC resistance on routes, very similar to what we have with the Moonshiner. We would also like to see the traders stop the resupply halts. This is what happens every time we hit 25 goods. And then he would also like to get gold as a reward from this role. This is all just within the first paragraph. The second paragraph is more about cosmetics. This is about the different type of theme items like we have in story mode. You can then get upgrades for your own character, very similar to what you have to do within story where you go over to Pearson. There's a lot of stuff here and most of it is actually based off what we have within story. And I hope at least with a trader enhancement we do get some more delivery routes and some more NPC resistance on routes. But this is also another comment that touches on the trader being more automated. So you put very little effort into it, but it is all just running in the background. There has been quite a few comments of players really not liking the resupply halts. This is where you need to go all the way back over to your camp to do a resupply mission, or you need to go back over to your camp to buy supplies. Players either want this to be completely removed or for there to be an easier way. So you don't have to go back to your camp to go and buy supplies. You can literally just buy supplies no matter where you are in the world and no matter where your camp is within the world. There's a lot of stuff here that could be expanded on, and even if Rockstar just do a couple of these things, it could be very good for the role. Now moving on to the last comment for the video. This comment comes from Machel DeGroot, and he says stealing deliveries or robbing another player should give you goods, not materials. I think the increased incentive would make people ride deliveries with bigger posses for protection, and it would promote player cooperation. I like to fish as well, and people love to see it become more profitable. And then ends by saying the trader should also have a robbery side. Now this may be a bit controversial, but I really do like stealing other people's deliveries. And not just that, I also enjoy it when other players try to steal mine. I know a lot of players would say it's griefing, but it's not. It is a mechanic within the game. And I do believe that there is a lot of fun there, and it could be even more entertaining if Rockstar were to build on this. I've even put out requests, which did get quite a bit of hate, about this also being a similar feature for the moonshine delivery, where I have the option to go a long distance moonshine. And this results in opening it up to other players that can steal my moonshine delivery. But this is a topic for another day. I don't understand how if someone else has made goods and you go and steal those goods to go and sell it, that somehow it transforms into materials. It should either do one or two things. It should either give you goods for your camp, or it should go and give you money because you've just sold someone else's goods. I don't know how that suddenly changes into materials. I was thinking when starting this video about including fishing as one of my points, but I do believe that Rockstar will just spin this off as a separate role. They have talked about it before within interviews, and there is already so many different opportunities for them to branch into with the fishing role. We already have a fishmonger in Blackwater. We already have a ship chandler within Saint Denis. You obviously have the Flatiron Lake, which is just completely open for you to take a fishing boat across. Players have obviously shown interest in this being actual content, so I do feel like Rockstar can actually make this into a completely separate role. And I would actually much rather prefer that, especially if the Trader Enhancement is anything similar to what we had for the enhancement for the Bounty Hunter, because it does seem like there's no scope for Rockstar to bring anything crazy to the role here. But that is just my opinion on the fishing role. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. This has been a mix of a video with some of my ideas for the Trader Enhancement, other players' ideas for a Trader Enhancement, and then also some stuff that we've just seen across the community. If there is something that you would like to see as part of the Trader which was not included as part of this video, then feel free to leave it in the comment section down below, or better yet, you can find a link in the description which will take you over to the Rockstar feedback. On there, you can actually give suggestions for future content you would like to see. By leaving feedback, at least we've tried to hint towards the content that we would like to see for future updates, so I definitely recommend it. If you do want to see any more content from me, as said at the beginning of the video, I have put together another channel which is entirely dedicated to entertainment. This is going through different types of challenges, playing a variety of different games, so if you do want to see that, there is a link to that in the description down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, but for now, I'm going to see ya.